How's it going, everybody? Welcome to General Hospital Envy, my GH After show. I'm going to try to keep this one a little bit shorter this week because I know a lot of my viewers are American and therefore y'all are out there celebrating the 4th of July anyway. So I'm going to keep it a little bit short, but we got a few things to discuss, so let's get into it. First of all, Anna and Valentine went to Pawtuck to look for clues as to where Maxie's baby might have been taken with a little assist from Austin. Anna got a little sense of deja vu with Austin, and I know that there are viewers that probably hoped that it had to do with Roger's former character Franco, but I have a sneaking suspicion that's not what the writers were doing here. After Austin leaves, a huge storm hits Pawtuck, putting a damper in Anna and Valentine's investigation, so the two of them make themselves at home in Austin's cabin. They get cozy by the fire, they pour themselves a drink, they cuddle up, and even almost kiss. Do you guys ship it? Let me know in the comments below. Once the storm passes and Anna and Valentine are preparing to leave the cabin, Anna notices an old family photo on one of the mantles and recognizes that it's Austin as a kid, but she also recognizes his father in the photo. We don't see the photo, but it definitely leads me to believe more so that it's most likely Jimmy Lee Holt. Anna and Jimmy would have definitely crossed paths in the 80s, and on top of that, Austin has a meeting with Scott Baldwin and he wants to know more about the Quartermain family, specifically Jason Morgan. So to me, that's even more proof that he might be Jimmy Lee Holt's son. Speaking of Jason, buckle up folks, because things are about to get truly ridiculous. As you guys know, Jason and Carly have been dealing with the Novak family trying to infiltrate the Corinthos organization because they see them as being weak with no clear leader in the organization. And Carly and Jason have to do something about that. The Novak family even try to coerce Spinelli into joining their organization, and obviously Jason puts a stop to that. Jason and Carly realize that they have to show that they are a strong, united front, and then Ava stops by to visit Avery, and she mentions that she and Nicholas are getting a divorce because of the stalker, which we'll get into a little bit later. And then Ava mentions that marriage is just kind of like theater anyway. And then Jason and Carly give each other the look. You know, the are you thinking what I'm thinking look. Yep, you guessed it. Carly and Jason are going to get married. Oh God. Slight problem. Jason was clearly on the verge of being in a relationship with Britt, so he has to break the news to her, and obviously she doesn't take it too well. On the plus side, it led to a visit in prison with Brad, and you guys know that I adore Britt and Brad's friendship. Brad does mention that he has a parole hearing coming up though. Hopefully it goes better than Sean's. With any luck, he'll be out before the nurses' ball happens in the fall, and then we can watch Britt and Brad watching the red carpet of the nurses' ball and laughing just like the rest of us. By the way, Britt and Jason's relationship may not be the only one in trouble here. Spinelli actually mentioned that his relationship with Ellie is in trouble because Ellie doesn't like how involved he is in Jason's world, even though he's been involved in Jason's world for many, many years. But I'm thinking him getting kidnapped by Cyrus might have a role in Ellie's standing, I guess. Personally, I'd be okay with them breaking up because it's clear that the show has no desire to bring Ellie back in any capacity anyway, and it kind of leaves Spinelli stuck in a story that happens off screen a lot of the time. This at least clears Spinelli to be in an on-screen relationship. Spixie 2.0, anybody? Would you guys be up for a Spixie redo? Let me know in the comments below. Let's touch base on Brando and Sasha for a minute because I had a bit of a laugh this week. I mean, Gladys is being so rude to Sasha, and Sasha isn't letting it bother her one bit. In fact, she plays with Gladys so hard. Watch this.
I was gonna use this baby to rope Brando in. I mean, I missed my shot with Michael. Brando is his cousin. The next best thing to give me access to the Corinthos money. How does that sound?
You little gold digger! If you think I'm not gonna tell him...
Oh my God, your face. Oh, that was totally worth it.
I truly love this side of Sasha. I want to see more of it. Sasha also had a business meeting with Lucy Coe and Nina and Brooklyn this week because Lucy wanted to do the conception ad campaign to announce Sasha's pregnancy. They didn't want to include Maxie in the meeting because they were trying to be sympathetic to Maxie's situation, but Maxie ended up showing up anyway, and she was okay with Sasha being pregnant and wanting to do an ad campaign. And then Sasha mentions wanting to have a focus be on missing children and shine a light on Louise's situation, and of course Brooklyn jumps in and says that's a horrible idea. Maxie obviously didn't want anyone to be suspicious, so she goes along with it anyway. But she isn't too happy with Brooklyn taking on a new job. However, Brooklyn points out that she took on this job because she can then bring Louise to work because there's a nursery next to their office, which means Maxie can see the baby whenever she wants without having to show up at the Quartermain mansion, and Maxie loves the idea, of course. Although I feel like the people working at the nursery are going to be a little bit freaked out that Maxie is visiting that baby so often. I guess we should touch base on Finn and Elizabeth. Finn is feeling guilty for what he did to Peter and he wants to confess, so he calls Scott Baldwin over to be his attorney. But Elizabeth points out to Finn before he gets there that if he goes to jail, then his daughter loses both of her parents. So when Scott Baldwin gets there, Finn mostly speaks in hypotheticals and says things like, what if something happens to Peter and I get the blame for it because I'm well known to have hated Peter? And even town banana Scott Baldwin knows that the PCPD would lay out the red carpet for him if he did kill Peter. Scott Baldwin knows this story is dumb. Scott wasn't smart enough to pick up on the fact that Finn might have actually killed Peter, but he was suspicious that there might be something going on between Finn and Elizabeth, but he was leaning towards a romance. I am still not into that, by the way. Alright, lastly, let's talk about the kids' graduation parties and Nick and Ava's stalker and how that sort of ties together. Each of the kids kind of had their own separate parties. Cameron's was at Charlie's, Jocelyn's was at her house, and Trina's was going to be at the Savoy's. Everyone was going to meet at the Savoy afterwards. Nicholas was at Cameron's party and he was preparing to set up a trap for the stalker because he's not ready to give up on his marriage yet. He confides to Kevin that he put motion sensors in Ava's gallery thinking that the stalker might show up there, and what he didn't count on was that Trina was going to show up there looking for Ava. Although to be fair, the stalker was there too. When Nicholas showed up there, he startled Trina and she sprayed him with pepper spray. You gotta admit the girl's prepared for anything. Can't blame her after what she's been through. Laura picks Nicholas up and takes him to the hospital, but Trina stays behind. And that's when she runs into the stalker, and it is clearly Spencer, although the character has definitely been recasted, which I am disappointed about, but it is what it is. I'm going to give him a chance still. Spencer was wearing a mask though, and I don't think Trina recognized him. I don't even know if Trina actually really knows him. Unfortunately for Trina, she fell into the trap that Spencer had laid for Ava. And do you guys remember the horror movie Carrie? Yeah, that's what happened to Trina. I don't know if it was fake blood or pig's blood like in the movie, but my poor girl Trina got her graduation ruined. She showed up at her party covered in blood and scared. That wasn't the only drama at the party though, because Cameron actually confronts Jocelyn about the journal because she got a gift of another journal from Nina at the party, but he mentions what she wrote in there, or what he thought that she wrote, because it's what Dev wrote, if you guys don't remember. Stupid story anyway. Dev read it to Cameron and said that Jocelyn only seen Cameron as a friend and that he was a sloppy kisser, and Jocelyn's like, I don't think that at all, and pulls him into a kiss. And yes, it's a non-COVID kiss. To be honest, I think at this point it's going to be a comfortability level for the actor, so we might still see a couple more, but I think we're going to see more regular kisses from here on out. Since they're clearly going in the direction of Cameron and Jocelyn being together, I think that they're going to end up putting Trina with Spencer, and we're going to get Nicholas and Gia 2.0 with Nick's son and Gia's niece. Here's hoping they have chemistry. Anyway, those were the highlights of General Hospital this week, although I have to quickly mention that one of my favorite scenes was when Carly told the family that she and Jason were getting married, and Bobby was like, Jason who? She knows damn well Jason wouldn't actually marry Carly unless he had to. I just thought it was funny, that's all. Anyway, before I let you guys go, this month for GH Envy Reacts, we are reacting to classic super couples. This upcoming Wednesday, we're going to react to Frisco and Felicia. The next one will be Sunny and Brenda, followed by Robert and Holly, and then finish off big with Luke and Laura. So let me know in the comments below what scenes of those couples you'd like me to watch. And if you like this video, give it a big ol' thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.